Hi, I will be walking through the assessment tree, dashboard presentation and client report for MDS 5043 data visualization from Summer University. So before we go into deeper, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Fu Yongxian, fellow student from Master of Data Science. The agenda for this presentation cover 4 parts. The first one is data visualization and financial institution, followed by introduction, methodology, and recommendation. So what is the relationship between data visualization and financial institution? Like any other industry, FI have been using data visualization to communicate with the stakeholders, to come up with the insight, and also help on the decision making. So what this data visualization works is mainly convert all the figures into graphical display, such as graph and plot. However, the traditional way of data visualization was hard to construct, expensive, and difficult to deploy, and also most importantly, less interactive. So with all this problem, thanks for the help of the technology, now all this problem can be solved by using Tableau. So in this assessment tree, the dashboard was built in a Tableau format, which not only help the audience to understand the information more easily, but also help the builder, the developer, or the company to build a dashboard in a more time and resource efficient way. So I would like to give a little background of why this topic is selected. So this dashboard that we built is actually for the vehicle portfolio management. Malaysia automotive industry is one of the most competitive in the world and certainly one of the best in Southeast Asia. Uh, I believe that most of us at some point of our life, we purchase a vehicle. In Malaysia, it's quite a common thing. Every adult has their own vehicle. So financial institutions view this as an opportunity to increase their profit by providing the secured loans to Malaysia customer. However, unlike the housing loan, the collateral, the house value, increase over time. However, the vehicle loan, the collateral come with is the vehicle itself, the value decrease over time. So this raised a concern to FI that this portfolio should be managed more carefully. So we go to the next methodology, the overall workflow for this assessment. The data was collected from Kaggle and transformed it into a vehicle portfolio dashboard, which is split into 3 portions. The first one is the executive summary. The second is the customer 360 view. And the last one is the portfolio simulation. With this vehicle portfolio dashboard, it will provide the insight to the audience, which are the management and the subject matter expert, to enable their knowledge on the vehicle portfolio and come up with the next course of action, which is, for example, increase the campaign targeting, implement tightening, or no action required. The next one is the design pattern. So the F pattern will be deployed into executive summary and also the customer 360 view. So the top information will be shown here and come with the follow-up information, and the less important information will show at the lower part, and also the follow-up information will show like after that. So for portfolio simulation, Z pattern will be deployed. So the upper part will show the information for action, and then come after that is the existing result and also the result after the action. The next one will be the color and font size. So the color, the gray color and the blue color demonstrated the less important information. However, the green and the red show higher importance. Same goes to the font size. The bigger the font size, the higher the importance. So we understand that the dashboard allowed the audience to understand the portfolio better and decide what is the next course of action, but what is next. This dashboard can be served as EDA tools for the model, the machine learning model. As machine learning model can provide a more accurate result and also ultimately help the company to increase the revenue or decrease the credit risk within in a more statistically proven way. So coming next, we are going to demonstrate the Tableau dashboard. Okay, so this is the first section of the vehicle portfolio dashboard, executive summary. So on the top left part, we can see the key credit risk indicator show here. The first one is the disbursed amount. We can see that 12.7 billion has been disbursed to the customer, and the default amount is 2.8 billion. So the default rate will be 22.5%, which is quite high for a credit risk point of view. And we can see that the average loan size is 54.4K, and the average default loan size is 56.3K, which means that the defaulted amount customer they are not having some outlier loan size. And from the booking quality over time, we can see that actually the disbursed amount increased, the default amount increased. So it means that the default is not coincidental. So this should be taken seriously because the more that we disperse, the more the default amount come in. And down here, we can see there are number of booking by month. This is the count and number of booking by amount. So we can see that for September, there are slight decrease in terms of amount and count, but then it bounced back in October. So here we can see that the branch performance by disbursed amount, we can see that for the top three branch that disbursed the most are branch ID 2, branch ID 67, and branch ID 5. So this indicates that we should put more focus on these branches to make them to increase the volume to make the company earn more. However, when we see that the red portion, the branch 158, 111, and also 84, maybe we can close down those shops because we need at least a minimum amount to run a branch. So, however, these branches are not producing high dispersed amount, so maybe we can consider to close down these branches. So we come to the next section, customer 360 view. This portion will be for the subject matter expert to understand more about how the clients behave and what is their demographic and where are the concentration. So again, we start with the overall information. The total number of customer is about 223K. The good customer is about 182K, and the bad customer is about 50K. So here we can see that by account, by number of account, there are 21.7% of bad customer in the portfolio. And below here, we can see that these are the key metrics for the customer segmentation, the employment type, the credit history length by year, number of delinquency account in the last 6 months, bureau score, and also the loan to value. So from here, we can see that actually most of the customers are self-employed, and most of them having less than 1 year of credit history length. And also most of them have no delinquent account in the last 6 months, and most of them have no bureau history available. And also the loan to value, most of them are more than 90%. So when we look at the bad customer, this for the employment type, we cannot see any differences, but we can see that less than 1 year contribute more to the default loan. And for the bureau score, if they have no bureau score history available, then there are higher chance that they go into default. Same goes to the more than 90% LTV. So the last portion is the portfolio simulation. This one is for the subject matter expert to play around to have expected outcome to see what they are going to do next. So from the finding just now, we know that these are the 5 key metrics that we can choose and to see what is the portfolio outcome after that. So for now, let's say we choose the employment type. If those are blank employment type, then we don't book in. Less than 1 year of credit history, we don't book in. A number of account delinquent in the last 6 months by credit sense, it should be none, not at all. So all these are deselect. And just now we know that the bureau score, if they have no bureau score history available, means they are showing higher tendency to become default. So we deselect this. And for the loan to value, more than 90% we don't want. Okay, so now we can have a side-by-side comparison, the portfolio before, which is the current number, and the portfolio after, which is after the selection and the final outcome. We can see that the default rate is 17.4%, which is much lower than the current default rate. However, the disbursed amount become very low, from 12.7 billion to 2.2 billion. So as I mentioned in the slideshow, this is only a descriptive analysis for the management and also the subject matter expert to understand the portfolio and play around to have an expected outcome if certain criteria is applied. However, this should serve as an EDA tool for the machine learning model, as machine learning model can better tackle the problem and also ultimately increase the revenue of the company and also decrease the credit risk within in a statistically proven way. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.